Okay, let's look at online sources. I think before we start looking at individual online sources, and they're often overused, I want to look at the impact that they're having. So take a look at this slide, which shows, first of all, the green line is, broadly speaking, the percentage penetration of internet job board usage, often via a mobile phone, by age. And what you can see, as you might expect, is there's a decline in usage and engagement with job boards as people age. Now, don't forget from our cloning work, and maybe from yours as well, that the older worker is a mainstay of long-term, reliable frontline care staff. And have a think, if you put a red line where that age of 51 that we found for our cloned care worker is, that's really on the downslope of usage of internet job boards. So if you are targeting mostly using internet job boards, you're not really reaching many of the high potential people that you could be. You're biasing your recruitment sources towards younger people. Now look at the blue line. This represents the usage of Facebook. Now, Facebook is well established as a social media, and that makes it really quite interesting. What's happening with Facebook is that people are using it are aging themselves. So that profile, that peak is slowly moving towards older people. And we're finding part of this is because as more and more older people and mums and dads get on Facebook, so the children leave in disgust. They'll move on to something else, Snapchat or some other social media. So this is actually increasing the age profile of Facebook, and that makes it a particularly interesting source for us online. I think in the future, and probably almost we've reached that point now, that it's outperforming internet job boards. It's not so cluttered with competing providers looking for the same people, and for those people on job boards being desperate for work. It's actually more of a passive source that's targeting people of all sorts who hadn't necessarily thought of care work. So it's very, very exciting source. But I think the key point of this slide is that we can't rely entirely on online sources because, broadly speaking, we're missing out older people. But let's take a look at Facebook. As I mentioned, one of my favourite sources, and I think something you should be really involved with as part of your recruitment strategy.